Hi guys, my name is Kelly and today we're talking all about middle grade horror book recommendations. I love reading middle grade horror. It's one of my favorite things to read. And now, my very first middle grade horror, What Rachel Did, is coming out next month, March the 3rd, from Monster Ivy Publishing. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So, to celebrate, I wanted to give you some recommendations for you or your middle grader or your young adult person or your teen or your grandma, whoever, to read for some middle grade fiction stories. I don't have but one physical copy right now, so everything's going to be that half screen thing because I can't figure out how to do the little screen thingy, so I apologize for that in advance. But here are some middle grade horror recommendations from me to you. The first book I want to recommend is The Collector by K.R. Alexander. This is an awesome book. I read it last year. There's some things that happen at this house, of course. This is about a girl named Josie, and she goes to her grandma's house. And of course, there's 3 rules she has to follow. Never leave your windows open after dark. 2, no dolls in the house. And 3, never ever go by the house in the woods. Dun dun dun. So it's very creepy. Like, some people think middle grade ghost stories can't be like incredibly creepy or scary or spooky or atmospheric, but this one definitely ticks all those boxes. It's a great read. So I haven't read K.R. Alexander's next book, but it's got a spooky clown on the cover, and I almost bought it today because I was looking through my Amazon and it was recommended, and that's kind of what made me think about doing this video, because I was like, I want to read that book. I bet other people need some middle grade horror recommendations too, and by golly, I recommended a book to myself. So I got K.R. Alexander's second middle grade horror book, and I will let you know how that is after I read it. Another book that I bought today I've read all the rest of them, but this is another one I bought today. It's called Half Minute Horrors. And basically, like 70 or 75 authors came together, like Holly Black, Neil Gaiman, R.L. Stine, other people came together and they wrote 30-second horror stories. And I bought the book. It was like $6.85 paperback or whatever, but it sounded so amazing. I can't wait to read it. I love short horror stories. I think they're wonderful. And this would be cool if you're a middle grade teacher or even a high school teacher and you wanted to do like little 30-second stories to start your day, or like read to your kids to start the day off or whatever. I think, personally, this would be a wonderful book for that. That's coming in Monday. I will definitely put it on my February TBR, and I will tell you how it is at the end of the month or whatever. But I saw that, and I had to click it, because 30-second horror stories, there's 70 of them in the book, 70 or 75, and I cannot wait to read it. The next books I have read. I've read The Collector, and I've not read the Half Minute Horror book. That's the only one technically on this list that I've not read. I did want to read the other K.R. Alexander book, and I will get to that. I may have a middle grade reading February. That would be cool too. So anything by Mary Down and Hahn is a great middle grade horror recommendation. She is my absolute favorite middle grade scary book writer. Oh my gosh, her books are so atmospheric. They are just fun and great reads, honestly. They pull you in. My favorite is actually, it's a book called Took, and I'll leave it here in this section. I got it out of I'm a teacher, and I got it out of our library, and I didn't know if I would like it, but I did. So if you want to start with any Mary Down and Hahn book, I would start with Took, or she's been around a very long time. She's put out books for a very long time, and I think one of her more famous books is Wait Till Helen Comes. I think that's the name of it. If that's not the name of it, I will put it somewhere that's not the name of it. And I'm also reading a book by her this month, which I guess I didn't mean for it to be, but I guess February is my middle grade horror reading month. But I'm reading All the Lovely Bad Ones this month too of hers, so we'll see how that goes. But I've not ever read a Mary Down at Home book that I didn't like, so if you're looking for somewhere to start on middle grade horror, definitely start with her. She knows what she's doing. Another middle grade horror book that I listened to on audio and really loved, I've listened to both books, is Tunnel of Bones, and it's by Victoria Schwab. There's 2 books in the series. Both books are amazing. I can't remember if I should have looked this up. I can't remember if Tunnel of Bones is the first book or the second book. So I looked it up. I knew I was wrong. City of Ghosts is the first book, and Tunnel of Bones is the second book. But I know I've read it. I've read both of them on audio. And they're a great series. It's about a girl and her ghost best friend. And she nearly drowned, and her ghost best friend saved her. And he became her best friend. And now she can see ghosts and other things happen. And her parents are ghost hunters, which is amazing. Well, her mother believes in ghosts, and her father doesn't. So they have their own TV show where they go to like historical places, and she tries to find the ghosts and he tries to debunk her. And I think that would be an awesome television show anyway. Can you imagine the discourse that would happen and the button heads? That'd be great. I'd watch it. So get that going, television folk. But anyway, I can't remember if Tunnel of Bones is the first book or the second book. I'm sorry. I meant to look it up before I recorded, but I didn't. So, anyway, the series is wonderful. It's really interesting. There's a cat. The cat just kind of lays around. It's cool. But everybody in the story has a really interesting dynamic. The girl, her ghost best friend, her parents. Like I said, one's a believer, one's not. He tries to find the scientific things, and they go around to all these really cool places. And they try. Tunnel of Bones is when they went to the catacombs. I think it's book 2, and I can't remember what book 1 is, but I will try to find that. But they go in the catacombs, and it's amazing. I love it, and I think there's a 3rd one coming out, so I will definitely pick that one up. The last book that I want to recommend if you want to read middle grade horror is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I know a lot of people have seen the movie. The book is really awesome as well. It's not very long, so if you're looking for a not terribly long middle grade book to start with, Coraline is a great one, especially if you've seen the movie, and you can just kind of read along with it, see the similarities and the differences. And Coraline freaks me out. I'm going to be honest. Coraline, it's the eyes. It's the black eyes with the buttons. And I know I have this thing about eyes, which is kind of funny because I don't like pictures with like all white eyes or all black eyes freak me out. But like, this is one of my book covers. Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. It all comes from an episode of The Waltons. Yep. My whole phobia, my whole dislike of just one color eye came from The Waltons. There was an episode. Anyway. So, in Coraline. And this is where my battery died, and this is where I'm going to cut off for today. I gave you all the recommendations I have, but I can't film anymore because now I have pink eye. Lovely, always with the eyes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it if you did. Subscribe if you've not already subscribed, and I will see you later with more videos. Have a good night, guys. Bye.